hard to talk about Stan. I mean, we all knew him, right? There's no getting around the fact he was a son of a bitch. But that's exactly why he's gonna be missed. If you measure a person by how well liked they are, in the traditional sense, you aren't getting the full picture. And that's definitely the case with Stan. The only way I can think to say it is that Stan was essential. It's not exaggerating to say that without him, we wouldn't have made it. Because the characteristics that sometimes made him tough to be around, especially but not exclusively when he was awake, helped build this place. Protect it. Better it. I'm gonna miss the son of a bitch.
To be sustainable, we need to have energy. This solar pump should provide enough juice to run the entire settlement.
String beans, cucumbers, peppers, tomatoes, corn.
We have space for corn?
A few rows won't be a problem, and corn is great for companion planting.
I'll take your word for it. What else?
Zucchini. Basically any variety of squash we have seeds for.
I thought squash was a winter vegetable.
The difference between summer and winter squash is mainly how mature the fruit should be when you harvest it.
You learn something every day.
Oh, don't forget melons.
Who could forget melons?
Henry.
Yeah.
Henry, he's gone.
Yeah, can you just give me a moment with him?
Of course.
Doc, for what it's worth, I know you did all you could.
8 or 9 months ago, I would have been able to save him.
Back then, you probably wouldn't have needed to. He was a pharmacist. Not a job where you usually have to worry about getting shot.
Take your time, Henry. I'll be right outside.
Supply drop detected.
Look, Henry, I don't know what to tell you. You could start with the truth. You said the situation was under control. It was under control. Up until it wasn't. Which was when, exactly? I don't know, Thursday? So you've been sitting on this info for going on 5 days. 5 days? I wasn't sitting on anything. We've been working around the clock to get this fixed. But this ain't really about that, is it? This is about me. You don't trust me at all. You're right about that. Why should I? Why do you trust Janine? Because she actually knows what she's doing. And the rare time she doesn't, she tells me straight up. With you, it's always some kind of song and dance or a pile of excuses. I don't trust people who only tell me what they think I want to hear. So stop doing it.
We've never stopped improving our clinic. I'd say what we've got is pretty good.
Why don't you boys get on out of here before you overstay your welcome? Overstaying my welcome is kind of a hobby of mine. Lucky for you, you can spend your final moments doing something you enjoy. Is that a fact? Realistically, I doubt you'll get much enjoyment out of it. Think you can take me? Give it a try. I'm no match for you in a fight. But I can kill you with a word if I have to. Do I have to? We'll go overstay our welcome somewhere else. Good thinking. See you around. Not if I see you first. We're screwed. Any way you look at it, absolutely screwed. Come on, Henry, we'll figure it out. How, huh? We're running out of food. It's been weeks since the last supply drop. I don't think any more are coming. We're not going to starve. A heaping plate of wishful thinking isn't gonna cut it. Our crops aren't coming along fast enough or well enough. Have you been out there lately? The city is a buffet of wild game. There's more raccoons hanging out on K Street than there used to be lobbyists. It doesn't do us any good if we're on lockdown in here. Those fucking outcasts are hellbent on wiping us off the map. Henry, we're going to pull through. We can eat grasshoppers and kudzu if we have to. This ain't Jamestown. We're not gonna end up as cannibals. I'm sorry. You're right. You're right. I just lost perspective there for a minute. You've got a heavy load, that's for sure. But you got us this far. I'm with you all the way.
With this equipment, our construction projects will go a heck of a lot faster. Thanks for finding it, Agent.
Supply.
I understand you two are having a difference of opinion. That's a polite way of putting it.
With drainage systems, there's what works and what doesn't. Opinion has nothing to do with it.
In your opinion.
You can't argue with physics, dude.
Guys, hold up. What's the specific problem here?
He's digging a trench.
And that's bad.
As soon as it rains, it's going to turn into a big pool of mud. And most likely, it would overflow and flood that part of the garden.
That's bullcrap. I've been using trenches for years.
Yeah, well maybe that works in Tucson or wherever it is you're from. But DC was built in a literal swamp. It's going to be a disaster.
In your opinion, Mike, this is Janine's area of expertise. So we're gonna go with her recommendation, but if you really want to prove a point, dig a trench somewhere outside the settlement where it won't cause any harm if Janine is right. Maybe I will.
Bring some hip waders in case it rains. Jed wants to rewire the whole thing. It's not an emergency yet, but better to take care of it before it becomes one.
What's the downside?
Well, it's gonna mean taking down the generator for a few hours, at a minimum.
How much of a concern is that?
Given a choice between a planned outage at our convenience versus an unplanned outage that'll most likely happen at the worst possible time,
Can't argue with that. What do you need from me?
just the thumbs up to get to work.
Ah, come on. You don't need my blessing for stuff like this. I'm just gonna defer to you anyway. Of all people, you never have to ask permission to do what you believe needs to be done.
Okay, Henry. I'll try to keep it in mind.
Agent, we've received a distress call from a community near the Treasury Department. They're getting harassed by outcasts. They need help. You can do something, can't you?
Good to see
Supply
you.
drop detected.
Agent, the outcasts are up to something weird in the relief camp by the Potomac River. I was out scavenging for parts, and when I looked over the fence, I saw them emptying blood bags into crates. God knows what they're planning. Maybe you should go and check it out.
Hey. So there's this beekeeper I know, Jeff. He's a bit of an oddball. I mean, the world's gone to shit and he barely seems to notice. Anyway, I was supposed to meet him this morning to trade for honey, but he never showed up. My gut's telling me something's wrong. He lives in the square near the Bank of Japan. If you end up around those parts, will you keep an eye out for him?
Supply drop nearby.
Fuck. Why do bullets have to hurt so bad? I don't know if you heard, but the Constitution camp got overrun. There are a lot of good doctors there, trying to keep it open as a medical clinic. I barely managed to escape, but luckily the campus took me in. The others were gonna try their luck in the sewers. I worry about them. They should be here, not in some dingy rat hole. Would you keep an eye open for Maddie Tran? She was leading that group.
Last week, the outcasts took over Constitution Camp and have been using the radio master to broadcast propaganda. Place is stocked full of machine tools, too. It's no good, though. The outcasts are too strong, and Henry hasn't been sending out scavenging groups if he knows they're gonna come into conflict with them. Still, if you start the attack, I'll see if I can convince Henry to send backup.
the widest selection in the city.
Supply drop detected.
My supplies don't look good. Anything you can do to help would be appreciated.
Come on in. Got another favor to ask you. About a month ago, some people that weren't happy with how I was handling things decided that they wanted to take their chances on their own. The outcasts have been harassing them, but we got reason to believe there's going to be a major attack. Now, I've sent people to provide security, but Division agent make a big difference. Not just for the added firepower. You've done so much for us already. But maybe with your help, we can convince them to come back. Give the settlement another chance. Before it's too late.